The WNBA has been a victim of what has been happening to the black community since the time we came to America. I hope that you can see my shirt. Everyone on my shirt has lost their lives for the tears and the lies and the protection of white women. Emmett Till was killed because of a white woman. Lies. This young man right here was only 14 years old. His name is George Steinme. He was executed because of the protection of white women. This brother, we never found out his name. But because a white woman said that he touched her, this is what he got. So the black community has had towns. A number of black men have been either falsely accused or lynched behind the perception of white women, their lies, and their tears. And the WNBA is going through the same thing right now. We're not talking about the physicality of the WNBA that was being portrayed before the debutante came to the NBA, WNBA, I should say. We're not talking about how Angel Reese was thrown to the floor and no one saying, hey, maybe we should clear up the physicality. Because if it was black women on black women, no one would care. But when white men discovered the WNBA because their debutante came to the WNBA, and it also must said that some of the white women who was here before her, they're not protected because they're seen as different lifestyles. So they don't really care what happens to them. But when someone came that represents their interest, a white woman who is straight, a white woman who is a Christian, and she's white. White men felt the need to pick up the torches and come protect her. Oh man, are we lucky we ain't in the days of when you could lynch black people. Because I'm sure they would have went to some of these black women's houses and pulled them out of the house and hung them on the tree. So basically they saying, hey, this ain't about how good she is. They don't care. They don't care about her stats. This is about their need to protect white women. This is them protecting a white woman. So they're not looking at what's happening to the other players. You could get banged up, pushed to the floor, kicked, stomped on, or whatever happens to you. Long as it just doesn't happen to Catlin Clark. Long as it doesn't happen to Catlin Clark. They should have the 15-foot rule for Catlin Clark. No one can come within 15 feet of Catlin Clark. Angel Reese, Brinks, Jackson, the other rookies, anything can happen to y'all. Thomas, Breanna Stewart, Asia Wilson, anything can happen to y'all. Y'all could get thrown to the floor. Anything can happen to y'all, but not Catlin Clark. One thing that's not being brought up is Catlin Clark has only played 11 games, and she's close to getting the number of technicals to get suspended. But we're overlooking that. But if Angel Reese played that number of games and was close to getting that number of technicals, oh, the white media will be running with how she's a thug, how she's this, how she's that. But not the darling of white America. So America, don't you ever tell us that racism doesn't exist no more. Because we're seeing it play out right in front of our eyes. Where are all the white men with reasons? I did a story about how a white woman lied on a white man and he had to do 31 days in jail. And you've seen all of these white men coming out talking about you shouldn't trust women, you shouldn't trust women. But yet, these same white men are coming out to the defense of some white woman crying that she's getting beat up and they're being physical with her. When they're being physical with everyone, if anyone who watched the WNBA before this season knows this is how the WNBA plays, they're very physical. And then you throw in women with emotions. Because everyone wants to say how crazy women is. So what do you imagine if I'm trying to talk to you and you talking crazy to me, what I'm going to do to you? No one's saying what Kennedy did was right. But no one's saying, hey, did y'all see what she did to Kennedy? So it's okay to do anything you want to black women, and sell out black men because of their check being signed by the master. They don't want to defend black women. And this is why this happened on this show. This is why we lost property. We lost human beings because white women steers.